Tulsi Gabbard is not just another politician. She is a force, a woman who has walked two very different paths, one on the battlefield, the other in the halls of power. She has faced bullets in war zones and debates in Congress. She has been praised, criticized, and even feared. But beyond the headlines, beyond the political speeches, lies a life of discipline, ambition, and mystery. She is not just a leader, she is an enigma. How did a young girl from Hawaii rise to become one of the most talked about figures in American politics? What drove her to leave behind the comforts of a normal life and step onto the battlefield, not just in politics, but in actual war? Tulsi Gabbard's story is one of risk, resilience, and reinvention. She is a woman who has shattered expectations at every stage of her life, but there is more to her than meets the eye. In the world of power, money, and influence, Tulsi has carved her path. Unlike many career politicians, she does not fit neatly into a box. She has gone from serving in the military to challenging some of the most powerful figures in American politics. She has been hailed as a trailblazer, yet also seen as a disruptor. Some admire her independent thinking, while others question her alliances. But one thing is certain: she is impossible to ignore. Beyond her political career, Tulsi has built a life of comfort and wealth. She owns a stunning property in Washington, D.C., a house that reflects both elegance and practicality. She has also made smart financial moves, increasing her net worth over the years. Her luxury cars, symbols of power and success, offer a glimpse into the lifestyle she enjoys today. But how did she go from a young girl in Hawaii to a woman with $1 million empire? Tulsi's journey is unlike that of any other politician. She has walked a fine line between controversy and admiration. She has challenged the establishment, questioned authority, and stood her ground even when the odds were stacked against her. She has defied labels, earning both loyalty and criticism from different sides of the political spectrum. But who is she when the cameras are off? What does her life look like behind closed doors? From her morning meditation routine to the way she spends her wealth, Tulsi's private world is as intriguing as her public persona. She has cultivated a life that balances spiritual discipline with political ambition, a rare combination in today's world. So, what is the truth behind Tulsi Gabbard? How much is she worth today? How does she live? And what are the secrets behind her success? Today, we take a deep dive into her life, her money, and her legacy. Stay tuned, because what you're about to discover might just surprise you. But before the wealth and fame, before the headlines and political battles, Tulsi's story begins in a place far from Washington's elite circles. Tulsi Gabbard was born in a place unlike any other, a land of volcanic mountains, deep blue waters, and traditions that stretch back centuries. She took her first breath in American Samoa, an island rich with culture and spiritual depth. But her story would not remain there for long. By the time she was 2 years old, her family moved to Hawaii, a place they once called home. It was here that Tulsi's journey truly began. Her childhood was not like that of most American kids. She grew up in a household that blended two very different worlds: her father, of Samoan and European descent, and her mother, a practicing Hindu. These cultures shaped her identity, filling her life with diverse traditions, strong moral values, and a deep sense of purpose. Unlike many children who spend their early years in structured schools, Tulsi was primarily home. This gave her the freedom to explore her passions, a freedom that she used to connect with the world around her. While other kids were glued to televisions, she was out in nature, learning life's lessons through experience. From an early age, Tulsi was drawn to the ocean. Surfing became second nature to her. The waves weren't just something to ride, they were a force she learned to respect. The ocean demanded discipline, patience, and resilience, qualities that would later define her as a leader. But her physical training didn't stop there. She also developed a love for martial arts, a practice that strengthened her both mentally and physically. Every punch, every stance, every movement was a lesson in focus, control, and determination. Yoga and meditation were also part of her daily life, a gift from her mother's Hindu faith. These practices weren't just routines, they became the foundation of her beliefs, shaping the way she saw the world and her place in it. But Tulsi's education wasn't entirely outside the classroom. For 2 years, she attended an all-girls school in the Philippines. This experience exposed her to a culture vastly different from her own. She saw poverty, struggle, and resilience up close. It was a world where every opportunity had to be fought for. These years broadened her understanding of life beyond her island home. She returned to Hawaii with a deeper sense of gratitude and a stronger drive to make a difference. Faith played a crucial role in her upbringing. The Bhagavad Gita, an ancient Hindu scripture, became a guiding force in her life. Its teachings on duty, selflessness, and inner strength resonated deeply with her. The idea of serving something greater than oneself became more than just a belief, it became a calling. While other kids dreamed of careers in entertainment or business, Tulsi had a different vision. She saw her future in service, in fighting for what she believed was right. Her childhood may have been filled with adventure, but it was not aimless. Every wave she rode, every fight she trained for, and every lesson she absorbed was preparing her for something greater. Tulsi Gabbard was not just growing up, she was being shaped into the woman she would become. And soon, that woman would step onto a path that few dared to walk. But young Tulsi wasn't just about adventure, she was already gearing up for a life of service. Tulsi Gabbard was never one to follow the crowd. While most young adults were figuring out their next move, she was already stepping into the world of politics. At just 21 years old, she made history by becoming the youngest woman ever elected to the Hawaii state legislature. It was a bold move, but Tulsi had never been afraid of challenges. She didn't just want to sit on the sidelines, she wanted to make an impact. Her win wasn't just a personal victory. It was proof that she was ready to take on the system, to fight for what she believed in, and to carve her path in the world of politics. But her journey wasn't without controversy. In her early political career, she aligned with her father's conservative stance on same-sex marriage. He was a well-known activist in Hawaii, leading the Alliance for Traditional Marriage and Values, a group that opposed marriage equality. Tulsi supported these views at the time, standing firm in her family's beliefs. However, as she grew older and gained more experience, her perspective shifted. She later publicly apologized for her past stance, acknowledging that her views had evolved. It was a rare moment in politics, an admission of change, of growth. Tulsi had begun to separate herself from the influence of others and shape her own political identity. Beyond politics, she was deeply involved in causes close to her heart. She worked in environmental protection, advocating for clean energy and the preservation of Hawaii's natural beauty. Her love for the land wasn't just political, it was personal. She had grown up surrounded by the ocean, by lush landscapes, by the very nature she now fought to protect. She also dedicated time to teaching martial arts, passing on the discipline and resilience she had learned through years of training. These experiences shaped her into more than just a politician. She was becoming a leader, a fighter, someone who stood up for what she believed in. But her ambitions didn't stop at the state level. Tulsi Gabbard had bigger dreams and bigger battles to fight. She had already proven that age didn't define her and that she was willing to evolve and stand by her beliefs. But the real test of her strength was yet to come. Politics wasn't her only battlefield, she had a bigger fight ahead. Tulsi Gabbard had already made history once, but her biggest test was yet to come. In 2004, while serving as a state legislator, she did something few politicians would ever dare to do. She put her career on hold and enlisted in the Hawaii Army National Guard. It was a decision that would change her life forever. While others debated war from behind podiums, Tulsi stepped onto the battlefield herself. She was deployed to Iraq, a war zone filled with chaos, danger, and uncertainty. She wasn't just a soldier, she was part of a medical unit working to save lives in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. The war changed her. She saw the cost of combat up close, the pain, the suffering, the loss. She met soldiers who would never return home, families torn apart by conflict, and veterans struggling long after the battles had ended. These experiences left a mark on her, shaping the way she would approach politics in the years to come. She returned home with a new perspective, no longer just a soldier, but a leader with a mission. The war had made her question everything, especially America's role in foreign conflicts. She became a strong voice against unnecessary military interventions, a position that would later make her both admired and criticized. In 2012, Tulsi made history once again. She was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives, becoming the first Hindu and the first Samoan American to ever serve in Congress. It was a groundbreaking achievement, but Tulsi wasn't interested in just making history. She wanted to make a change. She quickly became known for her bold stance on foreign policy, often speaking out against endless wars and pushing for diplomatic solutions over military action. Unlike many in her party, she refused to follow the traditional playbook. She didn't just challenge political opponents, she challenged the system itself. But her impact wasn't limited to foreign policy. She became a fierce advocate for veterans, fighting to improve health care and mental health support for those who had served. She knew firsthand the struggles soldiers faced after returning home, and she made it her mission to ensure they weren't forgotten. Her efforts gained her respect from both sides of the political spectrum. She wasn't a typical politician. She spoke her mind, stood her ground, and didn't back down, even when her views sparked controversy. Her rise in politics was fast, but it was far from easy. She had built a reputation as a fearless leader, unafraid to take on even the most powerful figures in Washington. But Tulsi wasn't done yet. She had set her sights on something even bigger. The road ahead would be tougher than anything she had faced before. Then came her biggest challenge yet, the race for the White House. Tulsi Gabbard's political career had already been full of bold decisions, but in 2019 she made her most daring move yet. She announced her run for the presidency of the United States. It was a decision that shocked many. She wasn't a household name like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, or Elizabeth Warren. She wasn't backed by the political elite, but she had something others didn't. An unshakable belief in her mission. She wasn't just running for office, she was fighting for a cause. She wanted to challenge the system, take on corruption, and reshape America's foreign policy. But stepping onto the national stage meant stepping into a battlefield unlike any she had faced before. Her campaign was different from the rest. While others focused on traditional party politics, Tulsi built her platform around one core message: ending America's endless wars. She criticized both Democrats and Republicans for their roles in military conflicts overseas. She called out powerful figures, challenged the media, and refused to play by the rules of Washington. This made her campaign stand out, but it also made her a target. Some saw her as a breath of fresh air, a leader unafraid to speak the truth. Others viewed her as unpredictable, even dangerous. Attacks came from all sides. Critics questioned her past meetings with world leaders, including Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. They accused her of being too independent, too unwilling to follow party lines. But Tulsi didn't back down. She leaned into her outsider status, presenting herself as a candidate for those tired of the political establishment. Despite her bold approach, the campaign struggled to gain momentum. She didn't have the massive funding of her opponents. She wasn't given the same media attention, and as the Democratic primaries progressed, it became clear that the party was coalescing around Joe Biden. The pressure was mounting. The path to victory was closing. But Tulsi didn't quit, not yet. She continued to fight, making her presence known in debates, calling out corruption, and standing firm in her beliefs. However, by March 2020, she made a decision that surprised many. She suspended her campaign and endorsed Joe Biden. To some, it was a strategic move. To others, it felt like a contradiction. After spending months challenging the establishment, why throw support behind its leading candidate? But Tulsi had her reasons. She framed her endorsement as a call for unity, a way to bring the party together after a heated primary battle. Her run for the presidency may not have ended in victory, but it cemented her status as a political force. She was no longer just a congresswoman or a former soldier. She was a national figure, a politician unafraid to challenge the most powerful names in Washington. But with her campaign over, a new question emerged. What was next for Tulsi Gabbard? She had built a reputation as an independent thinker, someone unwilling to be controlled by party politics. She had stepped away from the Democratic establishment and embraced a more independent path. But how does a politician like Tulsi live? Let's explore her wealth. Money and power go hand in hand, and Tulsi Gabbard has built a life that reflects both. With a net worth estimated at around $1 million, she has earned her fortune through years of government service, strategic investments, and high-profile speaking engagements. Unlike career politicians who rely on generational wealth or corporate backers, Tulsi's financial journey has been different. She has carefully built her portfolio, making smart real estate decisions and securing assets that continue to grow in value. But how does a politician like Tulsi Gabbard live? The answer lies in her impressive real estate holdings. Her most well-known property is located in Washington, D.C., the heart of American politics. Purchased for $600,000, this elegant home is more than just a place to live. It is a statement. Nestled in a prime location, the house offers both privacy and convenience, a necessity for someone constantly in the public eye. The interior is a seamless blend of classic design and modern luxury. High ceilings, polished hardwood floors, and large windows create an open, inviting atmosphere. The living room, with its traditional wood-burning fireplace, serves as the perfect retreat from the fast-paced world of politics. French doors lead to a covered patio where natural light floods the space, offering a quiet escape in an otherwise busy city. The kitchen, a masterpiece of contemporary design, features quartz countertops, soft-close cabinetry, and top-of-the-line stainless steel appliances. A spacious breakfast room provides the perfect setting to start the day, surrounded by floor-to-ceiling windows that offer a breathtaking view of the neighborhood. Beyond the main house, the property includes a stunning carriage house and a fully independent living space with a private entrance. This additional unit can serve as a guest house, a home office, or even a rental property, adding significant value to the estate. Inside, a fully equipped kitchen, a cozy living room, and a well-appointed bedroom make it a luxurious space in its own right. Every corner of this property is designed for both comfort and sophistication, reflecting the careful balance Tulsi maintains in her life. But Washington, D.C. isn't the only place she has invested. Long before she became a national figure, Tulsi made a bold real estate move in Oklahoma. In 2009, she purchased a foreclosed property for just $39,000, a fraction of its potential value. Over the next 3 years, she turned that investment into a significant profit, selling the home for $110,000 in 2012, and in $2012. The property itself was designed with practicality in mind, featuring a spacious layout that included 3 bedrooms, a study, and a bonus room. A heated and cooled workshop added to its functionality, making it a perfect space for hands-on projects or home business operations. What made this investment even more valuable was the land. Equipped with 2 private water wells and an underground sprinkler system, the property was nearly self-sufficient, a rare find in modern real estate. Tulsi's approach to wealth is strategic. She isn't flashy, but she understands the importance of making the right moves at the right time. Her properties are not just places to live, but assets that continue to grow, securing her financial future. But a powerful lifestyle isn't complete without a powerful ride. Tulsi Gabbard's life isn't just about politics and power. It's also about balance, discipline, and a carefully curated lifestyle. When she's not making headlines, she leads a life that reflects her deep-rooted beliefs. And like everything else in her journey, her choices are intentional, even when it comes to the cars she drives. Tulsi's garage is home to 2 powerful yet practical SUVs, the 2025 GMC Yukon and the Chevrolet Suburban. These aren't just vehicles, they are symbols of reliability and strength, much like the woman who drives them. The GMC Yukon, with its sleek design and high-end features, is built for both comfort and performance. Priced at $62,000, it's a full-size SUV that comes equipped with advanced technology, spacious interiors, and a dynamic fuel management system that maximizes efficiency without sacrificing power. It offers a smooth ride for long-distance travel, making it ideal for someone like Tulsi, who is constantly on the move. But even with its luxury appeal, the Yukon is a vehicle that carries an unspoken message. It's built for resilience, much like Tulsi's own approach to life. The Chevy Suburban, another powerhouse in her collection, is equally impressive. With a starting price of $59,000, it's one of the most trusted SUVs in the market. Known for its durability and capability, the 10-speed automatic transmission ensures a seamless driving experience, while the massive wireless charging system and rear seat entertainment package add an extra layer of convenience. It's the perfect balance of utility and sophistication, much like the woman behind the wheel. But Tulsi's lifestyle isn't just about power, it's also about inner peace and discipline. A committed vegetarian, she follows a plant-based diet that aligns with her Hindu faith and spiritual values. She has often spoken about the importance of mindful eating, believing that food isn't just fuel, but a way to nourish both body and soul. Every morning she starts her day with yoga and meditation, a practice she has followed since childhood. For her, it's not just exercise, it's a way of life, a grounding ritual that keeps her focused in a world of constant noise and pressure. Her connection to nature is just as strong. Growing up in Hawaii, she learned to respect the ocean, the mountains, and the land around her. Whether it's surfing in the Pacific or taking a moment to disconnect from the digital world, she makes time to reconnect with the natural world. She believes that true strength isn't just about physical endurance or political power, it's about balance, clarity, and purpose. But beyond the discipline, beyond the carefully maintained routines, there's something deeper, a personal story filled with love, loss, and sacrifice. Because behind every public figure is a personal story of love and struggle. Tulsi Gabbard's life has been shaped by duty, sacrifice, and the pursuit of something greater than herself. But beyond the headlines and political battles, she has lived a deeply personal journey, one filled with love, loss, and the quiet struggles that come with choosing a path few dare to walk. At just 21, she married her childhood friend, Eduardo Tamayo. It was a time of hope and promise, but the weight of her military service soon tested their relationship in ways they never expected. War changes people, and long separations take their toll. The pressure of deployment, the months spent apart, and the emotional burden of life in a war zone all became too much. In 2006, Tulsi and Eduardo divorced. A painful but necessary decision. She later reflected on the experience, acknowledging the unique struggles military families face. It was a chapter in her life that taught her resilience, but it also left a mark on her heart. Years later, love found its way back into her life. In 2015, Tulsi married Abraham Williams, a cinematographer with a passion for storytelling. Their connection went beyond politics. It was spiritual, grounded in their shared beliefs and values. They exchanged vows in a traditional Hindu wedding ceremony, a celebration of culture and devotion. Unlike her first marriage, this one was built on deeper understanding, mutual support, and a shared vision of the future. But even in love, challenges remained. For years, Tulsi and Abraham have struggled with something deeply personal, the dream of starting a family. In 2024, she openly shared her experiences with in vitro fertilization, IVF, revealing the emotional and physical toll of trying to conceive.